Hey guys, I'm in my apartment in Chicago in my bedroom on my bed. Um, so this is my first vlog. So I figured why not go with the status quo and post what most gay guys that I've seen post their coming out story as their first vlog. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what I've seen at least. And I figured it'd be interesting. So this is my coming out story. So let's start with basically when I came out to myself. I've always known that I was different. I didn't really know what it was, but I knew even back in preschool that I was not the same as everybody else. I had different interests, different thoughts, and I kind of just kept to myself a little bit. But then, about first grade was when I was like, I like boys. And it was weird because, I had a lot of guy friends, and they're like, though that girl's hot. And I'm just like, yeah, she's pretty. But I, went along with it. I never really, I thought I was the only guy in the world that liked boys. But, I didn't really accept it. And, I thought it was different. So I just didn't really tell anybody. So I kind of just went on with my life. And I started losing my guy friends. And they started, kind of refraining from being around me. And, I had this one best friend that I've had since I was a baby because our moms are best friends. And, we stopped really hanging out because he started noticing that I was different. And I think because I was different, all of the other guys started talking about me and kind of telling him, you shouldn't hang out with him. He's different. And, I hated wearing guys' clothing. Obviously, I'm, out of that phase. But I didn't like wearing guys' clothing. I wore lighter colors. I hated wearing jeans. No, I would not wear jeans. Now I wear jeans all the time, but I hated it. And then, in 6th grade, I was playing basketball, and this boy called me a fag. And I didn't know what that was. And so I didn't really take it as a compliment. I didn't take it as, I didn't take offense to it either because I didn't know what it was. And so I asked this girl, and I was like, what's a fag? And she said, it's a boy who likes boys. It's a gay guy. And I was humiliated because I didn't want to accept that. I wanted to be one of those boys. I wanted to like girls, but I just couldn't. I couldn't control it. And so he called me a fag, and I was, then more guys started calling me a fag. And, to kind of get them to stop, I started joining sports, and I started getting girlfriends, and it didn't work. I was still called names. And then about 8th grade, I finally said, Jordan, it's not going to change. You've got to accept who you are. You've got to love yourself. And I just told myself, I'm gay. I'm different. I've got to accept it. And I did, proudly. I accepted that I was gay. But the thing is, I didn't want anybody else to know. I still didn't want to get humiliated in front of everybody. Because I was made fun of all the time for it. And honestly, denying it only made it worse. I've had so many times, I've had straight guys text me and say, hey, I'm gay. I like boys. Are you gay? And all this other stuff. And I denied it because I knew all they wanted was for me to come out and them to out me in front of everybody. And So I denied it. I kept denying it. And one day, my sophomore year of high school was when I came out to someone else. And it was this boy. He messaged me on Facebook. And he said, "Hi, I just wanted to know if you were gay because I'm bi and I'm pretty attracted to you. And I was just curious." And I was like, "Oh no, this is another straight guy. I don't know who he is, but this is another straight guy trying to out me." So I typed back and I was like, "No, I'm not gay, I'm straight. Quit asking me." And he goes, "All right, well," he's like, "I'm bi, and since you were so defensive, I know you're gay. If you need anything, I'm here for you 100%. I'm not going to force it out of you. If you ever want to hang out sometime and talk about it, I'm here." And that message was different from all the other guys because they weren't that nice about it. And so I messaged him back and I said, "You know what? I'm gay. I don't want you to tell anybody, but yes, I'm gay." And he said, "I know." He said, "I'm here for you. If you want to hang out, let's hang out. We can talk about it. I won't tell anyone. I've been in your position before." And so a couple days later we hung out and we started getting serious. But still, we kept it on the DL, down low, and we, just basically were more serious than, expected. And about a year and a half later, he was like, "Look, you got to start hanging out with other people. You got to start meeting other gay guys." And I'm like, "What? You're the only person that knows that I'm gay. Like, what am I going to do?" And so he introduced me to Grindr and all these other gay apps. And by golly, I met a lot of gay guys and I made a lot of friends and through those apps. And, meeting those people really inspired me because they were all out. They were all comfortable in their skin. And there's me, who's just a little closet boy, who's just hanging out with a bunch of gay guys. And so I was like, it's time for me to start telling people. So one day, I was in the car with my friend, and I was driving, and I said, "All right, so the reason why I wanted to hang out with you, I have something to tell you." And she goes, "What?" And I just kept driving. I didn't say anything. I just kept staring in the street, and staring down the road, and she goes, "What?" And I kind of looked at her, and then I looked back, and she's like, "What?" And I'm like, "I'm gay." And she's just like, and she's like, "I'm so proud of you," and all this other stuff. And then she got into the whole, "Gay guys are so hot, and so tell me, who have you talked to? Who have you dated? Who do you know is gay? Oh my gosh, I'm so proud of you." And that right there was one of the best moments of my life. Now that I'm finally out to a friend and then I could talk to someone about things. And then that made me very comfortable to go friend after friend after friend and tell them. And they were all girls, but they were all so supportive and I loved it. I never came out to a guy then because I after my sophomore year of high school, I began to gain guy friends back. And I didn't want to lose them again because it was so great. And so I just didn't tell them. I know they had probably assumed that I was still gay, but I hadn't officially came out to them. And so one day I was with a group of people and these guys asked me if I was gay. And I was like, in my mind, my mom was telling me, my heart was telling me, "Jordan, just tell them. It'll be fine." And so I said, "Yeah, I'm gay." And they were like, "Okay, that's cool. I mean, I'm not gonna offend you for it. I mean, you're gay. You're fine." And it was such a great feeling. It just to have all of these people accept me for who I am. It was amazing. And now, after I came out to my friends, it was time for an even harder situation. The people even closer to me, my family. So the first person in my family I came out to was my mom. And just shoot myself in the head for it. It was through text. And it's not because I'm a pansy and can't, come out to her face. I wasn't at home. And I wanted to hang out with my friends, my gay friends. And I told her I was hanging out with these guys that were straight. And she hadn't met them yet, because I never really bring friends over. I never really brought friends over. And she goes, well, why haven't I met these friends? And I said, well, why do you need to? Like, they're just my friends. I'm just going to go hang out with them. And she goes, well, you can't do anything unless I meet them. And I was like, shit. So I called my friend and was like, listen, you're going to have to lie about your name. And he's like, why? And I was like, because I told her I was hanging out with someone else. I'm coming to hang out with you. And he's just like, oh, okay. And so then I was like, shit, again. I was like, my mom is that type of person. She's smarter than that. She knows that I'm gay. And so I was like, you might as well just tell her. And so I texted her, and I was in tears while sending this message. I was like, Mom, the reason why is because I'm gay. I'm going to hang out with my gay friends because they're the only people that I feel comfortable around. I am who I am. I hope you can accept me for it and still love me the same. And I because I'll always love you, I just need to hang out with them. And she texted back and she says, go have fun. See you tomorrow. And right then and there, I was like, it was such a relieving moment that she accepts me. And another funny story was the next day, one day, she was, pointing out all these guys that were hot, and I was like, Mom, you don't have to go that far. But anyway, so more of my family members began to find out. It wasn't necessarily me coming out to them. They were just like, Jordan, I've always known. They're like, I'm here for you 100%, and there's nothing that I wouldn't do for you still. And them telling me that was the greatest thing in the world. To be accepted for who I am. And the thing is, the only reason these people are accepting me for who I am is because before they began to accept me, I had to accept myself first. Therefore, my advice to anyone who is closeted and does not believe that they are gay, they know that they are, but they don't want to accept it. Accept yourself first before you can get anybody else to accept you. Because you can't expect other people to like you unless you like yourself first. You have to be happy in your own skin. That's all you need. You got to love yourself. So, that's my coming out story. I hope you at least enjoyed it a little bit. I mean, it may not be too exciting, but, coming out stories are exciting in my book. But so, this is my first vlog. I hope you all enjoyed it. And I will be posting more soon, getting to know me as myself. Now that you know one of the biggest parts of me, just, like I said, be comfortable in your own skin. Don't let anybody let you down. The only person that can let you down is yourself. Alright, I'm done ranting. I shall see you guys later. Come visit me in Chicago. I'm always around. And, you know, if anybody needs someone to talk to about anything, it doesn't have to be coming out, just anything. I'm always here, 100%. I always message people back. And it's just great to always have someone to talk to. So, this is me. I'm Jordan. I will see y'all later. Bye.